Hello farmers, good day, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from, and welcome to Poultry Pulse. I promised in my last video that I was going to tell us side hustles that you can do in poultry to get money without owning a pen or even without rearing birds. Yes, so today I'm going to tell us, I'll be telling us about 3 side hustles associated with farming, especially poultry farming. Hustles you can be doing while you're still working, while you're still keeping your job, and be getting money without even owning a bird or even working in the poultry. Sorry baby, say hello. So number 1 on my list today will be being an intermediary between egg sellers and egg producers. Yes, all those poultry that have layer farms. Yeah, if you don't have a shop, you don't even have a car, in fact, but you have like 50,000, 100,000 to spare, or you can start a side hustle with. Let me tell you what you can do. Now you can go to poultry egg farmers, poultry farms that you know have layers. You buy from them at a cheap rate, and then you go sell to the people selling in shops. You can sell each crate with like 300, 400 naira. In fact, I have an Ajia. How I know it's possible? Because people are doing it. I have an Ajia. She's a teacher. She teaches, but she doesn't even have a car. She doesn't have a car. She doesn't even have, what she uses is all this big bath. She will put it on her head. She will come to her farm. Ajia buys up to 300 crates of egg a week. Not only from us, so she can take maybe 60, 70 from us in the week, from other farms around us. She gets more than, in fact, some farms she can take up to 150, some 100, some in a week. Ajia takes up to in a week Ajia takes up to 300 crates from farms around, and then she carries it on her head, on her bath, and goes supply to people selling in shops. She buys from us at 5,200 and she sells at 5,500, 5,600. In a week, Ajia makes more than 150,000 naira as side hustle from eggs alone. She doesn't own a chicken, she doesn't own a farm, she doesn't rear birds. She makes money from poultry as side hustle. If you are getting value from this, please subscribe to help and encourage this mom and farmer. Thank you. Now number 2 is also being an intermediary between broiler farmers and broiler buyers. Yes, even now, if you know people that sells broilers 111, there are these people that stays at junctions, they sell broilers, even old layers 111, and then you know farms around you. Can you keep quiet? Say sorry. And they sell, you know farms around you that, not only farms though, there are these people that rear chickens at home. Most times their challenge is always selling it. Now you can come in as a middleman, negotiate with them. Madam, how much are you going to sell your chicken? I have a buyer. You go to farms, how much are you going to sell your broilers or your old layers? I have a buyer. And then you beat price with them. If you don't want to do that, tell them, if I bring a buyer, what will be my percentage on each bird? 200, 300 is fine. Imagine you sell 1,000 old layers. Imagine you sell 500 or 100 broilers or 50 broilers, and you make 500 on each. That is 25,000 naira for one person. Now imagine you have it in a month, you have up to 3, 4, 5 places like that. Do you know how much you're going to be making? That is also another way you can make money from poultry without actually owning a pen or owning a bird or rearing a bird. Now number 3 is selling 2 weeks old broilers. There are some people who loves to farm, but they can't deal with the volatility of day olds. They are very, very volatile, you know. They are very, very, you have to be very careful. If not, they will just die on you. You have to be very, very careful. So they can't manage it, but they want to do poultry, so they prefer buying 2 weeks old broilers and rearing them to 6 weeks. Now what stops you from being the middleman between them and the people farming this 2 weeks old? Yeah, like sometimes I sell, in fact currently I have an order of 72 weeks old. I sell at 2.5, sometimes 2.3, depending on how I buy. You understand? So now why don't you go to farms and say, do you have 2 weeks so that I have people that wants to buy? How much are you beat the price with the farmer? 2,003, 2,000 naira, depending on how they buy. 2,500. Then you can sell 2,500, 2,700, 3,000. You make your gain. You don't have to touch the chicken. You bring the person, come to the farm, they carry this and they paid money, and then you take your cut and you go your way. You do it 1 place, 2 places, 3 places, 4 places, and at the end of the day, you're cashing out. You don't even own a farm, you don't own a bed, but you're cashing out from poultry. These are ways to make money. So tell me, which of these will you be trying out? And also, there are other ways to make money from poultry without owning a bed. I'm going to be saying that in part 2 of this video because my baby is already shaking her head. So in part 2 of this video, I'm going to be giving us another 3 ways to make money from poultry that don't need you to own a pen or even rear a bed. Tell me in the comment section, which one will you be trying out? Or are you interested in rearing a bed, or you don't know how to start, or you're worried that your space is not enough? Show me the space. Let me tell you what you can do about it. Until then, stay cool. Bye.